That province will once again play host to the Presidential Imbizo today at the Ikageng Stadium in Potchefstroom. President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to give a keynote address at the gathering.
Yeah, he'll use the visit to talk to communities about service delivery problems in the area. Let's touch base with our reporter Refiloe Seboko, who is in Potchefstroom and joins us live now. Refiloe, service delivery in the northwest has been a hot topic for some time for all the wrong reasons. What will be at the top of the agenda for communities there?
Well, at the top of the agenda, Michelle, you remember that just yesterday we were in Matrang village near Potchefstroom, where community members were talking particularly about issues of service delivery. At the top of the list, issues of water, roads, houses, sanitation, amongst others, where residents are saying that they are calling and hoping that today the president will be addressing on how solutions will be there to address these service delivery challenges. Remember that this is the second time that the Presidential Imbizo comes to the Northwest Province. They were in Mahikeng previous time, and key issues were still water, houses, roads, together with sanitation and jobs, particularly for the youth. But let me welcome the acting Premier of the Northwest Province, Nono Maloi, to talk about the Imbizo today. Thank you so much, Premier, and welcome to Newzroom Afrika. Today's Imbizo, let's talk about what is it that it will be focusing on and addressing.
Now, you'll recall that the president came here previously, and in Mahikeng in particular, and he interacted with the people of the Northwest on the work that is being done by government. And our people raised a number of issues, as you said, issues related to water, incomplete projects, roads that are not in good state, and so on. Now the president is back. The first thing which the president is expecting is a feedback. How far are we in dealing with challenges that were raised previously? We are at 80%. 80% of all the things that were raised, we have attended to them. We are left with 20%. But immediately after the president, what we did was to develop an implementation plan. In that plan, we had short-term, medium-term, and long-term. So this 20% that we are talking about is your long-term projects, such as your water projects, your provincial roads projects, and so on. Today we'll be going to one of the reservoirs, which we have started. That reservoir is at 30% complete. It means we are still left with 70%. So we are getting there. I'm hoping that by December we'll be at 90-95%. But we are doing well as we speak. You will remember that we also introduced a program called Tunzalerol, because we said as the executive at a provincial level, let's not run the province from offices. Let's go to the municipalities practically to go and see as to whether this work is being done. If it is not done, people must account. But at the same time, we must intervene and intervene immediately. And we have done wonders. As we speak, we have already visited 10 of those municipalities. We are left with 8. And by December, we would have completed all of them. And we'll be able to make a holistic assessment as to how far are we, where are the challenges, and so on, and close those gaps if there will still be gaps.
And in terms of performance of municipalities, this Imbizo, how does it help in terms of addressing and finding lasting solutions to the challenges faced by municipalities?
No, this Imbizo is not going to address challenges. This Imbizo will get a feedback. How far are we in intervening in those different municipalities?
And how far is the provincial government in intervening in those municipalities?
No, you will know by now that in almost all the 9 municipalities, which we call dysfunctional municipalities, we have teams in all of them in different fields. Experts on governance, experts on service delivery, experts on financial recovery, and so on. They are in all these municipalities. It's us, it's Department of Finance, it's national departments working together with municipalities. We are in that space attending to these challenges, and we are getting there. Very soon we'll be giving a report to the public as to whether are we winning, and if we are not winning, why are we not winning. But through the DDM model that involves all spheres of government, we are going to win, and we are getting there. If we can talk about Itsobotla, by the way, we have made a tremendous improvement in Itsobotla if we are to talk about it.
Let me thank you for your time, Premier. But also let me just speak to Copter Minister Thembi Nkadime. Thank you so much. Welcome to Newzroom Afrika. This Imbizo, let's talk about you from the ministry attending it today.
Well, thank you very much. The DTM Imbizo are coordinated by our department. in liaison with the Office of the Premiers in those provinces. As we are here today, the President is coming second time around to Northwest. Key to the agenda is the report back of the first Imbizo and the implementation that has taken place and the areas that are still to be covered. So yesterday the President met with the Premier and the Mayor, amongst others, and they were delivering the presentation on all the issues that were raised systematically one by one. Where is the project forward and where is the finances? I think I must touch also what we're doing as COGTA, both provincial and national, on what are we doing to assist the municipalities to spend. You will recall, for example, in Festerdorp, I think around 60 million in the past financial year was turned back and the service was therefore not provided. We've turned some of the direct grant into indirect grants, meaning we're permitting water and sanitation, for example, in the projects that we will be visiting this morning, to take a lead and implement on behalf of municipality. We also are doing the same in MISA through national government to place also expect on top of what the province is doing on all of that. So countrywide, we've got around 154 packages of intervention into municipalities with direct utilization of the funds. You will recall that when we ended the financial year this year in June, the municipalities collectively turned around 900 million, close to $1 billion, and the President just couldn't take that. So what informs the implementation plan then was the law says go back, look into the two past financial years and see what projects had started and are not yet completed, and start there. So that you don't have incomplete projects. You start there and repair and start and implement while you are bringing in a capacity. So it's a build program that is supposed to ensure that it infuses capacity in municipalities while implementing. Because if you focus on capacity alone, there is an infrastructure and service delivery gap. So we're trying to join the two of them so that we implement. Human settlement will do the same thing. Environment will do the same thing in assisting with waste and all that. Water and sanitation. The province in terms of governance and ourselves will do the same. So it's quite a number of municipalities countrywide that are doing on. We'll also go back to Free State and take the whole round with the same approach. This is what you said, this is what we have done, this is what we have a budget for, and this is what and how the President will also ensure the implementation.
I wanted just in short, in terms of coming up with solutions for councillors, because we hear from communities that councillors are not engaging or even giving feedback. Just in short, how are they being held accountable?
Well, you will recall that we've just released a code of conduct for councillors, which makes it a mandatory. So a chairperson of MPEG will have to table a report with the chief whip on a quarterly basis. How many community meetings have been called by the councillor? We're turning the corner. They will definitely be on the ground and they will be compelled by law, which the Auditor General can also audit.
Thank you so much for your time, Thembi Nkadimeng. She is the Minister of COGTA, together with the Acting Premier of the Northwest Province, talking about the solutions that will be presented today during this Presidential Imbizo on the challenges of service delivery that the Northwest Province is faced with. We're expecting the official program to start at around 10 o'clock.
Seboko, thanks very much indeed for that. And of course, the hope from communities there will be that that is not just a talk shop. Refiloe is live to us there in the Northwest, in Potchefstroom, to be exact.